Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. There's our background music.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
I only remember to do it when you and I are together. That's really honestly the only time that happens, but it's fine. We're chilling.
We love it. The vibe.
And welcome to The Cup, the currently unnamed podcast, where we put the tea in reality and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy, a Say Something Gay. Gay here. It's been a long evening of conversations and talking and one other recording, so I broke out the wine and we're drinking a lovely Chardonnay because I've had a long week.
I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. I am Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and you know I love to the tea, so if you have it, hit me up. And I am with Logan on today. Today's been just an interesting, lovely, long conversational day. So I broke out the wine as well. I don't do it often, but when I do, I do. So I have me some red Moscato right here, little personal for me and me
I've also
only.
got the little personal bottle.
So it's just cute, little for us and for us.
Yes.
So here we go.
It feels like the perfect thing to cap off the second half of the Mega Leg. Mega Leg. And, this ended in one of the scenarios I thought it would.
It ended just like I thought it would. Like, it was very predictable.
I wasn't too sure.
I mean, halfway through the episode, I kind of was like, maybe? But then I was like, oh, no, it didn't. But it was edited beautifully, I will say. It was edited nicely. And it gave me what I needed to give, and the suspense, and the emotions. We had laughter and happiness and fear and scared and crying and emotional. Just
a lot of emotion.
A lot of emotion. All
we'll
to
talk about it.
Yeah, everything culminated into a very predictable ending.
Yeah. So where we left off in the first part of the Mega Leg, we have Derek and Claire are leaving the first of the two roadblocks. They get a postcard. That's all you get. Oh no. Was the wine not good?
It's good.
Okay. Mine's a little stronger than I thought it was originally. So it's 13.7%. I did not realize that until I poured it, and we're here now, so it's okay. But so we get a postcard, and they have to find out where they're going. We find out they are driving themselves to the city of Ronda. As we are still in Spain, but we are driving in convertibles, Lana.
The budget.
Convertibles on the coast of Spain, absolutely.
Sign me up. The budget, like, you don't get to ride in a convertible on the countryside of Spain around all those mountains in a convertible with your hair just flying. Love it. I was like, the budget of Amazing Race. I'm here for it.
Well, they're only traveling to one continent, so I think we saved a little bit of money in this season by only really staying in Europe and then going to Jordan. That was the one departure.
Look, however you got to do it. The budget was nice. To have convertibles in this leg of the race was lovely. I'm sure they enjoyed it. I would have just been like, whee! The entire time because I just would do that. That's just how I am. But yeah.
So we had Derek and Claire leaving first. Then it was Aubrey and then it was Louis and Michelle. Then it was Aubrey and David. And Aubrey and David had gotten some help in the roadblock from Derek and Claire, so they were able to get ahead. And that's kind of the core top three of the episode. They kind of stay in this little pack together, and then you see Marcus and Michael, and Emily and Molly, our early front runners, dare I say, now have fallen into this second group, basically fighting against each other to stay in the race, essentially. Emily, because we learned it's Emily's knee and not Molly's. We learned it finally. But Emily is still struggling with her knee.
Yeah.
It's she's powering through, and I love to see it.
She is it, but she is in some pain, and you could see it every time she walks. But like she is fighting, she refuses to quit because she wants to spend as much time with her sister before they have to go back to work and reality and life, separate places. So they're like, we just found each other. We want to do this race together, and want to do it as long as possible. Still rooting for them. Still rooting for them.
Yeah. So they are driving to Ronda, and they have to go to Puente Nuevo. They've got to find a tour guide with the flag of Andalusia, which becomes very, very important later. I loved seeing this is kind of a callback to some of those like early season challenges where they throw that little detail in, and if you're not paying attention, you could go home.
You miss it, yes, exactly.
So, but Lewis and Michelle make it there. Go ahead, sorry.
I was like, it's like they don't like make it obvious, like this is what you need to remember, and I love that. It's just like she's just standing there with the flag and then the yellow and red things to let them know that this is for the amazing race. Usually, that's all you'll pay attention to is the person holding the stick. And you see, oh, it's red and yellow. That's who I need to talk to. You might think about that little flag at the top, but.
Well, and as someone who's watched Amazing Race for as long as I have, and I think Lana, you would agree, as someone who's watched as long as you have, you when you go on the Amazing Race, you memorize flags. Like there's always something involving a flag. Like it's always a flag.
Everywhere you go, you need to memorize that flag. Like, write that down as soon as you get to the place to write it down. Write it down.
Exactly. But so that we get the detour of the episode, which is either bend over backwards or dress for success. We'll be talking a lot about dress for success because everybody
else did it. Yeah,
but
Marcus and Michael. Marcus and Michael. Everybody did dress for success.
Well, yeah, Marcus and Michael. It makes sense. So that you have to assemble a brick arch in a very, very specific manner without, having it fall, making it look as secure as possible. It's an architecture challenge, sure.
Sure.
And then dress for success, we've got our memory challenge of the episode. One of them, at least. You have to memorize accessories on a flamenco dancer and then replicate them onto a second flamenco dancer to get the clue. And there's like 5 different accessories that you have to memorize. So I think we would both agree on which challenge we would rather do.
I would do flamenco dancers for sure.
Of course.
Because I'm not gonna do those brick things and putting no.
I don't think it would be too difficult, but I feel like my skill set works better with, the memorization of it all. So not that much happens in the detour.
I mean, for me, it was just like Lewis and Michelle did really well with thinking. They just forgot like the shawl. And Michelle kept moving the rows. So the first it was placement. Like they put the rows too far back, then they finally put the red rows on top, and then they moved the white rows to the other side when it should have been. Like they just placed everything wrong, and their shawl was wrong. Like they didn't pay attention to the actual shawl. And so then once they finally figured that out, it was like, okay, they were out. So Lewis and Michelle ends up leaving first. Derek and Claire comes in, and so does Aubrey and David. They all come in, and Lewis and Michelle is finally figuring out the shawl thing. So they leave right after. And so Lewis and Derek and Claire come in with Aubrey and David, and they decide they're going to work together because they've been working together this entire time now because Derek helped them. They wanted to help return the favor. Sure. So they run to the place, they look in and see what they need to get, they go get it. Uh, Aubrey and David does it from the first go around. They pretty much have everything in place. And Claire and Derek did not do it, right? Because Claire picks up the wrong castanet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Castanets,
the
yeah.
castanet. And so Claire picks up the wrong one. She picks up a smaller one, but she should have picked up
Mm-hmm.
a bigger one. And so Aubrey points that out. So like, oh, you didn't pick up the same one. So Aubrey tells her,
Uh-huh.
you need to get the bigger one. So they run back, and Claire was like, you know what? I probably was thinking, but I didn't see it. So they
Mm-hmm.
ran back, and they tell them to go ahead and leave. They'll go get it.
Mm-hmm.
They run, come back, get the big ones, the right ones. They're ready to go. Boom,
Amazing
bam,
Grace
bam.
karma. When you
Amazing.
do something good comes to you. Like that's
Hmm.
usually,
Yeah.
usually that's how it goes.
Usually
But
when people help somebody on the race, they usually return the favor. It's been
mm-hmm.
sometimes when they be like, "Thanks for the help, peace out."
Mm-hmm.
But that's only if that is the person who is if they're like if y'all
Mm-hmm.
last. They're
Yeah.
very much at the beginning, and they know they're early, like they don't have a chance of getting put out. So you can help somebody there, and they did that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they leave. So then we go to finally Molly and Emily finally finished the fish that we left off with them doing the fish. They finally finished their fish and they're headed out to go get to the detour. And they picked the accessory ones as
Mm-hmm.
well. So Emily is still like, ugh, I gotta do this running. My knee,
Mm-hmm.
it hurts so bad. But they run to the thing, they run to the store, get all these things that they're supposed to get or they think they're supposed to get. When they get back, they're not right.
It takes them like 3 or 4 tries to get it. And then
Yeah.
juxtapose that with at this point, Marcus and Michael are at the other detour.
Yes.
And it's a lovely little juxtaposition back and forth that Amazing Grace does, and they do it very well.
Mhm. Mhm.
Marcus and Michael cannot get it. They do the first time
Yeah.
and it doesn't work.
It's not. It's not right. They're missing a rock in one place, and
Mm-hmm.
in another place, the bricks are touching where they shouldn't be touching. And
Mm-hmm.
if they move that thing, it's gonna fall. So they have
Mm-hmm.
to start and figure out where they went wrong. So they took off half of the arch
Mm-hmm.
and took the bricks off and realized where they made their mistake. And so they're
Yeah.
putting in the bricks and they're putting in the rocks and they're making things touch and they fix it. So as we see, like you said, juxtaposition, we go back to Emily and Molly and we see them finally get everything that they need for the
Mm-hmm.
dancer and they get their clue. Go back over to Marcus and Michael. They finally they
Uh-huh.
pull the wood out. Their structure is stable. It stays up. So they get their clue, and they are both teams are all headed to the roadblock. Now,
Who's been
roadblock.
paying attention,
Who's
Lana?
been paying attention? This is what we
Now,
said.
okay, so they have to walk across a tightrope,
No, absolutely not.
across a gorge to
Absolutely not.
to grab a clue, and it's one among 5 clues, but you have to
Hmm.
know the Andalusian flag.
Exactly. Now, they never pointed out the Andalusian flag,
No,
but you're supposed to know this. And first of all, absolutely not. I'm not walking across the tightrope on a gorge. Absolutely not.
now I understand. This is the kind of heights challenge that I think I could actually do.
Absolutely not. I'm not even afraid of heights, but I wouldn't
Sure.
do that.
That's fair. See, I wouldn't do like a bungee jumping challenge. Like, that's not for me personally. However,
Yeah.
if it's like a suspended like rope with 2 other ropes and I'm holding on and there's a thing connecting me, I think I could do this one.
I mean, I would do the bungee jumping if I see somebody else do it before me, and it's like, okay, they didn't die.
Okay.
Because like
Yeah.
that, I'll be freaking out, but I'll probably
Mm-hmm.
like once I get start the free fall, it's like, okay, this is just a roller coaster. just free falling for a minute, but
Uh-huh.
you gonna bounce back up. But I have to see somebody else do it first because
Yeah.
I don't want, and they don't die. But
Yeah. And see,
I
my
just,
my vertigo, I feel like I would just I feel like I would just be spinning for hours and I wouldn't be able to recover. Like that's where I think about it.
yeah, yeah. I
Um
think because see, my fear of falling to my death when it's like I hanging on a tightrope. My balance
mhm.
is not that good. I'm clumsy. I like stand up right now, and I'm like, whoa, I teeter and totter just
Same.
because. So yeah, no, me walking
Yeah.
across the tightrope. No, thank you.
So Lewis and Michelle make it first, and Michelle does.
Michelle is ecstatic. She's ecstatic to do
She
this
is.
challenge.
I have never seen someone so excited to do a heights challenge. And I just have fallen in love with them.
I have
I
to.
really
I have
have.
to.
They are
If they win,
just.
I'm not mad.
I would be so happy if they
I would
did.
be very happy for them.
Genuinely.
I feel
But
like Lewis is like couple, like Lewis and Michelle are couple goals for me. Like I
mhm.
felt like Lumumba and Glenda, he
Yeah.
has never made her feel like she was less than,
No.
never talked down to her, never was not supportive. Even when she was doubting herself, he was always supportive and had her back. And I
Mhm.
was just like, "Ah, I love this for them. I
Right.
always love couples like that. So that's why Lewis and Glenda, Lumumba and
Sure.
Glenda were like my favorite
Same.
couple. And Lewis and Michelle have just been there as well. Love
Mhm.
them. The support that they show each other, and they're like,
Ugh.
and I love their story. They're like, if we win this, we're ready to start a family. We,
Yeah.
we're gonna start our family, and we're just ready to continue this love story that we already have.
Mhm.
It's just beautiful. I just love them.
Yeah. So Michelle makes it across, and she's the first of many to be like, I don't remember what flag this is. She gets it very quickly, though, because she's like, I remember seeing green and white. I'm going to go with that and hope that it
I just
works.
remember seeing something.
Yeah. And it does. They get it.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Pit stop, which is
Instant pit
around the
stop.
corner. And guess
Yep.
what? They win the leg.
Period. As
And
they
they
should.
win Expedia reward points valid for a five
A
night trip
5 day trip, a five
to
night trip to
Tokyo.
Tokyo, and the
Sure.
sushi lessons and all kinds of
I
stuff.
love.
I
There's
was
been a
like,
lot of Caribbean prizes this season and a lot of Asian
mm-hmm,
countries.
mm-hmm,
Because we had Thailand, we have Japan now. I think Singapore was one of the other ones, if I remember right.
probably.
Maybe I think there was another one. I think Jamaica was one of the early ones. I think I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember. And good for you. You're going on another trip. Wonderful.
That's great.
So they win. This is their second win.
Mm-hmm.
So good for them.
Good for them.
Um, and then, and then,
Then,
Aubrey and David and Derek and Claire make it to the roadblock, and Aubrey decides she's going to do it because she's got a better memory. Or David is
better
like,
balance.
Aubrey, yeah, the balance and the memory. This is Aubrey's situation, despite, not loving
Height.
heights. And
Mm-hmm.
Claire is in the exact same situation. She has a better memory. She has maybe a better balance. I don't think either one of them is very great with balance. We've seen them on 2 shows now. I don't
Yeah.
think either one of them are great with balance. But Claire
But
has the
better
memory.
memory. Mm-hmm. But she's
Neither of
afraid of
them
height.
like the heights. Now they
Afraid.
go across together.
Yes.
And I love how different their approaches are because Aubrey is just like, I need to talk through this because I'm just having this experience and I need to talk through it. And Aubrey tries to help Claire cross, and Claire's just like, don't
Don't
talk
talk
to
to me.
me. And honestly, that's how I would be. I would be Claire the whole time, just like, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. I'm just gonna get across. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. Like that would be me.
I would have to talk. I would be Aubrey in that situation because I'd be like, somebody talk to me to keep me distracted or keep me from looking down because everything in my body is
Yeah.
saying, look down. Everything in my power is saying, you need to look down. I need somebody
Uh-huh.
to talk to me and be like, just keep moving. Don't look at it. Just keep moving. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
what you doing? Distract me from doing anything but looking down. But
Uh, yeah.
it is what
So,
it is. But
and
they make it
they
across,
well,
and neither
neither of
one
them
of
knows
them,
the flag.
they don't know the flag. They're like, I have no idea. I'm not thinking about it. Claire's like, my mind is blank. I don't know what it is. And so they're like, what is it? We're guessing. And they guess the green and white flag. They go back. They are correct. They run to the pit stop together. Second and third, bam, bam.
But not before. Claire has like a
Claire's
full
emotional. Oh my God.
emotional out of body experience
Yeah,
almost.
Claire is losing. Like, she is so relieved to
Yeah.
be off of that rope. I don't think she realized how much fear she had of heights and
And she
how
says that,
gripping
yeah.
it was. And
Hmm.
so when she finally got off of that tightrope, every emotion in her just bled
Yeah.
out, and she was just sobbing. And
Yeah.
Derek is like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, "Derek, just go hold your woman." Like, she is
Yeah.
sobbing from fear. Like, don't
Yeah.
ask her what's wrong. You got through it. Like, she knows you got through it. It's just, I was like, man,
She's incredibly just emotional, doubled over crying, and Derek just like opens the clue and he's like, "You got it,
come
let's
on, we're
go."
going to the pit
Like,
stop. Let's go. I'm like,
and
boy,
I understand Derek's response because from at least what I've seen, I don't know if he's necessarily the best with, consoling emotional people, and that's fine. Not everybody is. So I get it. And to be fair,
you know,
Claire, normally not a very like outwardly emotional
emotional
person
person. No.
from what we've seen on now two
Hmm.
reality shows.
Hmm.
So I understand. Well, there was the moment on Big Brother.
Yeah,
But
but he
anyway,
wasn't there. He wasn't
yeah.
there.
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, Aubrey and David second, Derek and Claire third. Wonderful, great, love it, wonderful. Now,
Yeah.
Emily and Molly make it to the roadblock.
Hmm.
And Emily does this roadblock with a hurt leg, walking across this tiny rope. Major
Yeah.
props.
Major
Like,
problem.
and she is blanking on what this flag is. She almost grabs
It's the
the flag
wrong
of
one.
Spain.
Yeah, of Spain. Yeah.
And I was
I was like,
like, with how close the brothers are, I'm like, this is literally going to be like, if you get this wrong, you're going home. Like
yeah,
that's where it was, and she gets it
yeah,
correct.
that's correct.
They're going, but they get lost
Yeah,
on the way. So Marcus and Michael get there.
does it
Michael
kill it?
does it, gets it. He's going. And it's like, this is the first time this season truly where I was like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was like, I don't know what is going to happen. But Emily and Molly make it to the pit stop fourth, and the brothers are out.
This is what everybody wanted. They wanted them gone because they were very much scared of Marcus and Michael getting a chance to rebound.
Phil even asks Aubrey and
Yep,
David and Derek and Claire who they want out. And they say the brothers because,
they said the brothers.
to be fair, I thought the brothers were going to win.
Me too.
I thought they were going to
If they
win.
did not, they just couldn't recover from the first half of the Mega League. From
Yeah.
that painting challenge thing,
Yeah.
Picasso, whatever, they could not recover from that. And I think if he would have flipped that thing sooner, they would have been way much closer and could have caught the girls, but they just could
Yeah.
not recover from that.
And they made
And
up a large margin from what it seems like in
yeah,
the edit. So, like,
hmm
more power to them. Like, that's an incredible margin to even make up. But, Lana, this kind of blows the whole, like, finale up. Like,
I I still feel like, well, I feel like now Lewis and Michelle have really proven and shown themselves very much capable and worthy of
yeah,
winning this game.
I think
But
it's theirs to lose.
yeah, but this is the thing we all know in every finale of Amazing Race, it just always comes down to that final challenge. We've seen
Hmm.
teams lose it at that final
Yeah,
challenge because they don't remember everything that they've came across throughout this race.
yeah,
So it's going to depend on how well they wrote the information down from every place, how well
yeah.
they studied, and if
Hmm.
their notes are accurate. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because we can write things down and write it wrong, and you
Yeah.
don't remember where you were. You know what
Yeah.
happened? Like you can write the wrong flag down, or write a wrong uh, detour down, or
Yeah.
whatever.
And
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 so,
we saw it last season. The
mhm,
difference between Kim and Penn and
yep,
Kayla and Raquel winning
yep,
was a coin.
a
A
coin.
coin was the difference.
They couldn't remember the right coin. So
Like
yeah,
I yeah.
I I do feel like it's Lewis and Michelle's race to lose,
Hmm.
but anything can happen. A wrong
Yeah.
turn, a lack of memory, anything that they
Yeah.
could, But I feel like they have this. I wouldn't be
Hmm.
surprised. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Molly and Emily sneak right in there because of the way they remember things, the
Yeah.
memory, their attention to detail that other teams
Hmm.
don't. Like Aubrey and David, I feel like they're on the slippery slope. Without Claire and Derek, the last round, they would have been
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
If they didn't have the help from Claire and Derek, they would have been behind. So
Yeah.
I feel like they're a little too dependent on Claire and Derek at
Hmm.
this point. But at that point, if we get to the final three, Claire and Derek will no longer be able to help them, and they
Yeah.
shouldn't because they
And
don't have.
who's very good when it comes to memory and remembering details is Claire.
Mm-hmm. And Emily
So and
and Molly.
Emily and Molly. I think if
Mm-hmm.
Emily and Molly can make the final leg, I think they have a good shot. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the previews again, we're seeing Emily having a struggle with her leg, but
Mm-hmm.
we've seen that the last 3 episodes and they're still in the race. So
Right.
I could see them going fourth just
Mm-hmm.
because, the nature
Mm-hmm.
of this next leg, it seems like, which they didn't say in the show, but we are going to Iceland, which
Yes.
love.
Yes.
Iceland is the last leg before the finale. But, I think if they can make it to the final leg, I think they stand a really good chance.
Agreed.
Otherwise, I think it's Lewis and Michelle's to lose. And I genuinely wouldn't be mad with any of these teams winning. I will also
Me
say
either.
now we are guaranteed to have at least one woman win this season of Amazing Race, which fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Fantastic.
it. It'll probably be a man and a woman, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm very sad that the season is ending very soon because I've really enjoyed this season.
I really enjoyed the season as well. This is one of the few seasons that I can honestly say I liked everybody who ran this race. I did not have a problem with anybody. I had some issues with a couple of people along the way, but it wasn't anything to say I don't like them as a team. I didn't like this team. Like I didn't like when one person, what's her name, was ready to quit, or she wanted to quit.
Oh, Sharik.
Yeah, I didn't particularly like that moment in her,
Yeah,
but that didn't make me say I hate the team. I don't want to see them win. I don't want to see them
yeah,
succeed. Same thing with Dom and Rich. I didn't like that moment where
yeah.
Dom was doubting herself and was crying and acting crazy,
Hmm.
but I still love them as a team. So this is one of the first few seasons that I enjoyed every team
Hmm.
from beginning up until this point. And now
Hmm.
towards the end, I don't think it's going to change because
No.
they are very comfortable in the race and they know what they got to do. So
Yeah.
nothing, they don't change this far along the race. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited I'm excited to see how it turns out, but I'm sad to see it end so soon. I would love to see 4 or 5 more weeks of this season because it's just really good.
Well, and the allegedly 35 is filming as we speak or just
Mm-hmm.
wrapped. So hopefully we'll get that soon. We were gonna try to cover the Amazing Race Canada. It just did not work with our schedules, but the next international Amazing Race franchise that we can get on board with, we'll be doing it.
I'll try.
Whether
We'll try.
I think it's Canada and Australia are the two other major ones.
Okay.
And then I think there's an Amazing Race Asia, but I'm not too sure if that's in English. I'm not too sure what's going on with that specifically. But yeah, so with that, Thank you for joining us. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, share on your way out if you know people that love Amazing Race. Let them know if you know people that like other reality TV. We cover a lot of it. Not all of it, but eventually, we'll cover all of it. Maybe. Who knows? But yes, make sure to follow us on Twitter at @thecup_reality while Twitter still exists. We are going to other social medias, so soon that will also be part of this. Follow me and Lana, because you know what? We're great. And we're a good time.
Cool.
And I'm forgetting the rest of the ending because I've had wine. But, we're here.
If you ever feel like you want to participate in the podcast and join us to talk about the show, hit us up, DM us, let us know that what show you would like to talk about. We cover everything from Amazing Race to Drag Race and all in between, Survivor and Big Brother. So,
That's cute.
yep,
Wait, I like
Amazing Race to
that.
Drag Race, period, and everything in between. So just follow us. If you have an idea for a show that you want to see covered on the cup, let us know. We'll see what we can do to fit it in our schedule. But yeah, we always looking for amazing, fabulous, awesome people to join us on the podcast from time to time. So if you can only commit for a couple of episodes or a whole season of a show, we'll be happy to have you. So hit us up and let us know.
Yeah.
But as always, we say cheers to you and thanks for watching the cup.
Cheers.
Yay!
Out with my empty
Bye.
wine glass.
Bye. Bye
One
bye.
serving of wine really is one serving of wine, Lana.
Yeah, it usually is. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Enjoy your night.